So now the topic is about the ozone depletion. Ozone depletion refer to the gradual thinning of the ozone layer in the Earth stratosphere. The ozone layer play a crucial role in protection life by absorbing most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet, which is the UVB and UVC radiation. A decrease in ozone concentration allow more UV radiation to reach the earth, causing the serious environmental and health problems. There is the ozone and ozone layers. Ozone O3 is a gas made up of the three oxygen atoms. It occurs naturally in two layers of atmosphere. Tropospheric ozone near the Earth's surface that is harmful pollutants. Stratospheric ozone which is 15 to 35 kilometer above Earth which is beneficial and protective. So the stratospheric ozone layer absorbs nearly 97 to 99% of the harmful UV radiation, making life on Earth possible. The formation and destruction of ozone, there is some natural process. Like the formation, the UV radiation split the oxygen molecule O2 into individual oxygen atoms. These atoms combine with O2 to form the ozone. In the natural destructions, ozone naturally break down back into oxygen. This process is balanced naturally under normal conditions. Human activities disturb this balance, causing excessive ozone destruction. There is nature and properties of the ozone. Ozone is a triatomic molecule of the oxygen, a pale blue gas with strong oxidizing ability. They absorb the UV radiation between 200 to 315 nanometers. They are highly unstable and reactive. The sharp pungent smell having similar to chlorines, and it maintains the temperature balance in the stratosphere, control the photochemical reaction in atmosphere. There are certain causes of ozone depletion. The first cause is the chlorofluorocarbon, which is the major cause. The man-made compound containing the chlorine, fluorine, and carbon that use this chlorofluorocarbon, they use in the refrigerators, air conditioners, aerosol spray, and foam manufacturing. Why are chlorofluorocarbon is dangerous? They chemically stable, reach the stratosphere, interact. The UV radiation break them and release the chlorine atom. So the chlorine catalytic reaction where it convert into chlorine. One chlorine atom can destroy up to thousands ozones molecules. Second is the halogens. Halon is used in fire extinguishers. They release the bromine atoms. Bromine is 50 times more destructive than chlorine. The third gas is the nitrogen oxide that produced by the supersonic aircrafts, fertilizers, combustion process and react directly with ozone and reduce its concentrations. The fourth one is the carbon tetrachlorides that use in industrial solvents release the chlorine in the stratosphere. The fifth one is the methyl chloroform used in cleaning agents contribute to ozone loss. So there is some industry and agriculture activities like release the chemicals that directly indirectly damage the ozone. Burning fossil fuels contribute to ozone depletion. There is some chemical process of ozone destruction like a UV radiation break the chlorofluorocarbons and release the chlorines. The chlorines react with the ozone to form the oxygen, and then chlorine is released again and repeat the cycle. So there's the reactions, and those so this reactions and cycle continue cause the massive ozone losses. So what is a ozone hole? The ozone hole is a region of severe thinning of the ozone layer in the stratosphere. The mainly observed over Antarctica. It is not an actual hole but an area where ozone concentration become extremely low. Location of the ozone hole is found mainly over Antarctica, appear in the southern hemisphere, and form at an altitude of 15 to 25 km above the Earth. Why does the ozone hole occur? It developed during the Antarctic spring, which is September and November, largest in the October, and gradually closed by the December. Why this ozone hole mostly over Antarctica? it is extremely low temperature, so strong polar vortex traps the air and formation of polar stratospheric clouds, less mixing with ozone-rich air and from other regions. There is the effect of the ozone depletion. The ozone depletion allow more harmful ultraviolet, that is the UVB radiation, to reach the Earth's surface. This increased UV exposure has serious impact on human health, plants, animals, marine life, climates, and the materials. They are having the effects on the human health like skin care. It increased the UV radiation, damaged the DNA in the skin cell, caused melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancer. Risk increase especially in fair skinned people. Second one is the eye damage. UV rays cause the cataract, corneal damage, and blindness. It affects both humans and animals. The third one is the weakened immune system. UV radiation reduces the body ability to fight infections and increase the vulnerability to diseases. Other reason is the premature aging cause the wrinkles, sunburns, and skin damage lead to faster aging of the skin cell. It affect on the plant in animals like it reduce the crop yield. UV radiation damage the plant DNA, reduce the photosynthesis and lead to lower the agriculture productivity. It damage to the forest, for example, it affect the plant growth and the development and weaken the trees and make them vulnerable to pest. They having the food security issues like reduce the crop yield, lead to food storages and increase the food prices globally. They have also effect on the marine ecosystem like damage to the phytoplankton. Phytoplanktons form the basis of marine food chain, so the UV radiation reduce their growth and productivity. They are having the impact on the fish and the sea levels like it affect the fish eggs and the larvae, disrupt the keto systems, reduce the fish populations. Other calculation is the coral reef damage. UV radiation damage the coral reefs, affect the biodiversity in oceans. There is also effect on the animals like it caused the skin cancer and eye damage in the animals. It affect the amphibians by damaging the eggs and the larvae and reduce the animal survival rate. They have also the effect on the climates and environment. For example, they having the changes in the atmospheric temperature like ozone depletion cool the stratosphere and disturb the winds pattern. Second is change in the rainfall. For example, it altered the monsoon and weather patterns, increased the drought and flood in some regions. They also increase the smoke formation like higher UV levels increase the ground level ozones, worsen the air pollutions. They have also the effects on the material like UV radiation damage the plastic, rubber, paints and fabrics. They reduce the lifespan of outdoor materials, increase the maintenance and replacement cost. They have also the economic and social effects like increase the healthcare cost, losses in agriculture and fisheries, negative impact on tourism and increase the poverty in developing countries. So there is some control and prevention of the ozone depletion. The first control was the protocol most important step where the key feature phase or production and use of chlorofluorocarbon, halogens, carbon tetrachlorides and methyl chloroform. There is also the replacement of ozone depletion substances like use of ozone friendly alternatives like the chlorofluorocarbon replaced by HCFC and HFC, use of natural refrigerators like ammonia, carbon dioxide, and hydrocarbons, development of eco-friendly aerosol and foams. Second, green technology improve refrigerator and air conditioning system, reduce leakage of harmful gases. Proper disposal and recycling of chemicals, safe disposal of old refrigerators and air conditioners, recovery and recycling of free refrigerator, prevent the release of chlorofluorocarbon during the equipment servicing. Control of industrial emissions like strict regulation on industrial produce harmful gases, monitoring of factories and chemical plants, and use of cleaner production methods. Reduction in nitrogen oxide, like control emission from high altitude aircraft, improve the engine design and reduce the loss of nitrogen based fertilizer. Government line policies like ban on manufacture and safe ozone depletion products, improve import and export the control, and penalties for the violation. Some international cooperations like financial support to developing the countries and technology transfer based fertilizers. Thank you so much.